The Cat D6, the next generation of Cat Dozer. The cutting-edge redesign poised to revolutionize the bulldozer market. But first, it's got to prove it can live up to the high standards of Cat customers. Join us as we journey with Cat's engineering team as they take a new machine from the drafting table, put it through grueling systems testing, and then into real-world applications in one of the harshest environments on Earth. We're going behind the scenes as this brand new Cat D6 prototype rolls out of the factory and into the dirt on the road of innovation. Part 2, Tried and True. During the design phase, Cat engineers pushed the limits of what a dozer can do, making no compromises in their quest for the best possible machine. Now it's time to challenge those big ideas. Can the new machine and new technology stand up to the punishment of the worksite day in and day out?
We try to be very critical. We try to get on the details, on things that needs to be improved before the machine goes out to the customers.
If you ever get to the point that you're certain that there's not going to be a problem, then you're definitely wrong.
Employees from all levels and disciplines within Caterpillar dedicate themselves to providing products that can help Cat customers succeed, and the D6 development project is no exception. Several prototypes will be produced over the life of the project, involving innumerable engineers. One of those is Senior Test Engineer Michael Hockney. He shepherds the testing and analysis of 4 D6 prototypes, reporting and evaluating each team's findings throughout the entire process. We're following one of these from the design stage to the final moments before launch. It's a journey intertwining Michael and this dozer's preparation to get it right, no matter how long it takes.
I was one of the first 2 engineers to start working on it. Obviously, when you spend every day working on the same thing, you grow a certain attachment to it. My dad worked at Caterpillar for 35 years before he retired, and my wife works at Caterpillar as well, and I have a special place in my heart for Cat. I kind of feel a little bit like even though it's my job, it's giving back, and it's delivering something that the customer needs and wants. Throughout this whole project, it's been really cool to see the machine evolve and see how far it's come in the last several years. All that effort and hard work was worth it in the end.
The tractor's first steps take it from a factory in East Peoria to the nearby Caterpillar Proving Grounds. A trip of only 10 miles, but a huge step forward for the project. Here, Caterpillar is able to control conditions for pinpoint experimentation on every system.
You don't know what you don't know. With all the expertise we have here in the Peoria area, it makes a lot of sense to get through those initial testing hurdles here.
At the Proving Grounds, Michael and other Cat engineers test every system on the machine, both individually and as a unit. As engineers monitor readings, the D6 is put through brutal endurance trials, hydraulic test in high-demand applications, structure test gauging stress on the frame, and cooling test at high temperatures. They also test to ensure sound levels are safe, both for operators inside the cab and for bystanders in close proximity to the working machine. Over the course of the project, Cat engineers roll out prototypes in phases, then adjust the next builds to account for test results. This meticulous process ensures nothing is overlooked and pushes every component to the limits of innovation.
We put that thing through tests that border on abuse of the machine, but then we use that information to go back and we feed our lab data.
And as we go through those tests, we might find some issues in either software or hardware. We're able to react to those, make changes, update the machines, and get them ready to go to the customer.
After clearing all hurdles at the Proving Grounds, this D6 is ready to face its ultimate challenge, an extended trial run with a customer.
It's a good true test of how mature is the design.
We really want to make sure that these tractors are tried and true, and we send them to various places of the earth, I mean really to some of the coldest climates and some of the toughest applications.
It's not in a lab someplace, it's not just on a computer simulation, but it's truly out in the field, in customer job sites, in their application, with their airborne debris, with their operator.
Few conditions are more challenging than extreme cold, and that leads Cat to partner with the Toromont dealership in Timmins, Ontario.
Because of the cold climate that we have in Timmins, it's a perfect opportunity for Caterpillar to test the D6.
Minus 40, minus 35 is a fairly typical temperature here for 2, maybe 3 months of the year. So from a regional perspective, it's key that the machine starts in that weather, that it gets up to temperatures, that the hydraulics are able to get to the temperatures they need to allow the machine not only to perform, but to perform safely.
So we're up here in Timmins, Ontario, Canada. The machine just arrived. We have made it in one piece, which is really glad to see. We're going to go ahead and get it untarped and go from there.
Upon arrival at the dealership, Michael and the technicians at Toromont Cat outfit the D6 with customer-requested attachments and mine specifications tailored to the demands of their job site in the deep cold of northern Canada.
We're going to start doing some of the updates. We're going to switch it over to winter fuel and check on the coolant, make sure everything's good to go to start some idle testing.
Even starting a machine that's been sitting exposed to these cold conditions is challenging. With a new machine, it's almost a complete unknown.
Even at 30 below Celsius, that machine fires right up with no hiccups. It was very impressive to see.
Starting equipment in these conditions is another achievement along this journey, and the D6 continues to prove itself against challenges of all kinds.
We don't leave any stone unturned. You know, we're always looking to make sure that all the systems are working well on their own and they're working well together.
In the next episode, Michael Hockney will brave brutal temperatures as he continues his journey to a diamond mine in the farthest reaches of the Canadian wilderness. There, the D6 will battle frozen swamps.
We are surrounded by water, one of the 3 largest dewatering open pits in the world.
Remote work sites.
Or fly-in, fly-out site. It's really quite in the middle of nowhere.
And 24/7 operation.
As long as the unit is not being serviced, it's out in the field doing its thing.
To prove it truly deserves to be called a Cat machine. Will the D6 and the Cat team be up to the challenge? You bet they will, because that's what it takes to be the best on the road of innovation.